The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
A friend of the show has officially been released. The Jets have released punter Thomas Morstead. I don't love it. We'll talk about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight.
Each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Brees Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Tuesday, second show on the day. Let's go Knicks. We'll certainly talk more about the Knicks in a moment. I do want to mention this at the start of the show. A bunch of you have asked, hey, can we do a meetup and watch a playoff game together? The answer, yes. I will be hanging out at American Whiskey down the street from MSG tomorrow night. Tip-off for Knicks Celtics Game 5 is at 7. So come out to American Whiskey. You'll see me there, a bunch of Asmaniacs there. It's going to be a great, great night. And if the Knicks win, it will be a party on 7th Avenue, right down the block from where we are watching Game 5. So it's free to attend. Show up. Wear blue and orange. And let's go Knicks. More of the Knicks coming up here. But the Jets, I don't know if this is a total surprise. I thought there was a possibility of this. But the Jets did make it official. They have released punter Thomas Morstead. And ultimately, what it came down to is the Jets wanted to save a little money. They didn't think Thomas Morstead was worth his current salary. They think they could find someone younger and cheaper. And while we might look at it that it's only a couple $1 million saved, NFL teams pinch pennies. That's how this works. So I'll put up some information on the screen here as we talk through things. So Morstead was the one who actually made the release official himself. He posted a long video on his Instagram account. He thanked the Jet fans. He thanked the organization. You see Samini has part of his quotes there saying, quote, he said his time with the Jets was awesome. Quote, I had a great experience. Disappointed to be moving on and disappointed at how it went down, but it's just the way it goes in this business. So the Jets also, with this move, and this is why they did it, they saved $2.55 million in cap relief. Now, the Jet fan in me wants to spin it forward and say, can we use this money towards adding another veteran wide receiver? Can we use this cap relief and potentially sign a defensive tackle that's still out there to help our run defense, or add a veteran pass rusher with Jermaine Johnson coming off injury and Michael Clemens still on this team right now? Can we get a Sauce Gardner or Garrett Wilson contract extension done? Now, look, $2.55 million is not going to help you necessarily there, but I hope if you're doing this, right, you're trying to save some money. I hope the reason why you're doing something like this is because you plan to still use some of the savings to help the team in 2025. Because if you don't, then why did they take the Aaron Rodgers cap hit over 2 years rather than just absorb it all in year one if you have no intention of trying to win games next year? And look, Morstead was not as good this past year as he was in 2023. You can honestly argue he was the best player on the 2023 Jets. That's how good he was. I mean, he was phenomenal, but he still was pretty good this past year. I mean, I went to the game against the Texans where he had an unbelievable punt in the first half of that game. That was the moment of the game until the Garrett Wilson catch later that night. But it's disappointing. There's no way around this. I personally like Thomas a lot. He's been on the show a bunch. And I think he's a good locker room guy. And, you know, as you're trying to basically build a new culture, I think having a guy who's that team-oriented, who could help people, who was a captain last year, I think that matters. Clearly, the Jets felt differently. Now, the Jets did sign a punter. They signed Kai Kroger, who was with the Texans at their rookie minicamp last week on a tryout basis. So they have him, and then the other punter on the roster is Austin McNamara. They have 960 fewer career punts than Thomas Morstead. So we'll have a punting competition this summer between McNamara and Kroger. Competition, baby. Can't wait. But, I mean, look, this is a money-saving move, but to me, it's disappointing. $2.5 million, that's all we're saving here. You had to get rid of Thomas Morstead. I get it. He's 39. I get it. They don't want people who are old on the team anymore. I think there should be an exception for the punter. And you look at it now, right? Look at the Jets roster. Morstead, he's gone. So the Jets now only have 5 players who will be in their age 30 or older season. One of them's the long snapper. And one of them's the backup quarterback. I don't believe Greg Zuerlein will be on this team. He shouldn't be. You're going to get rid of Thomas Morstead. If I have to see Greg Zuerlein kick for the Jets in any game that counts this year, I will blow a gasket. So let me get out in front of this. All right. If you're going to get rid of Thomas Morstead, who's still good at his job, get rid of Greg Zuerlein, who was terrible at his job last year. Reynolds, we know why they signed him. Connection to Tanner Engstrand, going to run the same offense. He could help implement things. He also is probably their second best receiver right now. And for the life of me, I still don't understand the Lazard thing. I'm hoping they're just going to trade him to Pittsburgh for, a 6th-round pick when Aaron Rodgers, I still believe, signs there. But ultimately, they're trying to get younger. That's fine. I just think you should have a couple guys that are vets. A couple guys that are good character guys, good leaders. I don't know. I just think this is a short-sighted decision. Am I going to go nuts over a punter getting cut with all due respect to Thomas Morstead? I'm not. I'll save my outrage and anger for the bigger Jet debacles. But I hate to see this guy go. I think he was a valuable resource. And I know there's a lot of fans who love the guy. Favorite player on the team. So it's disappointing. That's how I would phrase it. It's disappointing. Am I going to lose sleep over it? No. But it's disappointing. And I guess I'm not shocked at this point that they released him because we heard rumblings of this the last couple of months. But if you would have told me the day Morstead came on our show during Super Bowl week this year that he was not going to be on the Jets, I would have told you no way. Because he told a story when he came on with us when we were in New Orleans broadcasting our show about how Chris Banjo, who's now the Jets special teams coordinator, maybe doesn't get into the league if it's not for Thomas Morstead recommending him to the powers that be. So the fact that they still ended up releasing Morstead to save a couple pennies in the grand scheme of things, that to me is surprising. I'll take you back to that interview that we did in late January when Thomas Morstead came on our show in person at Radio Row in New Orleans.
And as far as Chris Banjo getting hired as a coordinator, that is such a full circle deal. That's hard to explain. I took Chris on his recruiting trip at SMU.
Wow.
Chris didn't get in the league his first year. Kept training. People telling me he's crazy, and you need to go get a job. And he just kept training, and he got an invite to the Jacksonville Jaguars rookie minicamp. There's like 40 players trying out, and he sees that the new special teams coordinator Mike Mallory was the assistant in New Orleans for the past 4 years. So he calls me and he's like, "Hey, can you just make sure this coach knows my name?" Because there's going to be 40 other guys showing up. So I called Coach Mallory and said, "Hey, listen, I know you're a new coordinator and everybody's trying to hit you up about whatever." I said, "This guy, Chris Banjo, is kind of a tweener. I don't think he's seen as a safety or a corner, but he's going to be damn good on special teams. So just take a look." He was one of the 2 players they signed. Fast forward, he goes on to be a team captain at the Green Bay Packers and a great special teams player. And then in 2016, I see he gets released by the Packers. And I'm like, what is going on? He's like a great player. And I put it on our coach's desk. A week later, they're trying to bring him in for a workout. I said, "Hey, he's going to go to another team up in the north. Can you call him and try to convince him to come down to New Orleans?" And I called him and convinced him to come down and be a part of what we're doing. So that's how we got to be teammates down there. And then that's how he gets exposed to Aaron Glenn. being on
Wow.
playing and Coach Glenn's his coach.
So indirectly, you're the reason that the Jets have Chris Badger as their special teams coordinator.
Here's what I'm going to say: it is absolutely crazy to me, full circle, that has happened, and really excited for Chris to get the opportunity. And Chris is it's going to be strange having a special teams coordinator younger than me. So that's kind of crazy.
Well, it won't happen because the Jets said, Thomas, thanks for your service, but see ya. And, I did talk to Thomas off air, and I said, I really hope you're on the team. And he goes, I think I will, but there's always a chance with the new regime to try and save a little money here or there. And he knew it. He was right. He told me that off the record or off air. It's not like it's that private of a convo, but you get the point. So, disappointing, man. But shout out to Thomas Morstead, first class dude, represented this fan base well, raised a ton of money for charity while he was here for his support for raising money against ALS. The guy's obviously a legend in New Orleans for what he did in the Super Bowl with the onside kick to start the second half of that game. But for a guy who wasn't a Jet all that long, right? Parts of 3 seasons, he was awesome. So wish him well, and I hope he keeps playing because I still think he can punt. But now they just need a punter, and maybe they signed the right guy in Kai Kroger, and he'll compete with McNamara for the job, but they still need a punter. For what it's worth, I did receive a text from someone who was at Texans rookie minicamp last week and watched Kai Kroger punt. Quote, that punter y'all signed was bombing that thing at Texans rookie minicamp last week. So we'll find out if Kai Kroger is the next great punter in Jets history. But it is what it is. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. One thing I'd like to add, if you're going to get rid of Morstead, let me just emphasize this again. Can we trade Alan Lazard? Can we get rid of Michael Clemens? Like, if we're trying to get the dead weight off the roster, what am I missing? We're trying to save money. You save money when you get rid of Clemens, who's a 0, as far as I'm concerned. But I digress. Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Comments, questions, super chats, we'll cut the line. If you missed the story earlier, the only confirmed game we know for the Jets, as of now, with the schedule set to come out tomorrow night, officially, is that the Jets will play the Denver Broncos in London in Week 6 of the season. Now, I think the Jets should take their bye in Week 7 because you get the option if you travel internationally to take your bye. I would take the bye if I'm the Jets. We got a first-year coach, first-time OC. I know typically you maybe want your bye a little bit further along in the season at the midway point, right? But I think this new coaching staff probably could use a reset a little bit earlier on in the year, right? Because coaches, they evaluate things after, they get to the bye week, whenever that is. Well, I think for a brand new, staff, maybe that evaluation should happen a little earlier in the year. So I'd take the bye Week 7. The Jets didn't do it last year. I don't know if that would have affected things. I mean, not only did they not take the bye last year, Woody Johnson fired Robert Saleh after the London game a year ago. And Jeff Ulbrich on a short week had to coach against the Buffalo Bills for first place. And then the Jets season spiraled, as we know. So I would take the bye for what it's worth. We'll see if they do it. And we will see what the rest of the schedule looks like. I am hoping it is a home opener Week 1 against the Carolina Panthers. I do not want Rodgers and the Steelers in primetime. I don't want a tough game. I want this regime to have a chance to get off to a good start. So Sean Payton against his mentor or mentee Aaron Glenn in London. And if you're going to London, make sure you guys check out the Gangrene UK folks and Green Smoke. My guy Ant over there and the entire crew, they're planning a hell of a weekend for Jet fans. I'm hoping to be able to make the trip again, but nothing confirmed just yet this far out because I don't have my fall ESPN schedule just yet. But with that said, I can't say enough good things about the London experience for those of you who are on the fence about going. So that's all we know about the schedule. Morstead officially released. We'll see if there's any other transactions coming. I do think Greg Zuerlein is obviously someone that could be gone post June 1. The other thing I'll say about Morstead, I get maybe trying to save money, but they didn't have to release him to save money. They could have waited to release him, I guess, what I'm trying to say. Why not let him come into camp and compete? All right. And if some guy beats him out, fine, but Special teams wins games in the NFL. We've seen this. People bring up, how did the Jets win more games with Zach Wilson in 2023 than Aaron Rodgers this past year? Well, a big reason for that was because Greg Zuerlein was 35 of 38 as a field goal kicker in 2023. He didn't miss. And Thomas Morstead was one of the best punters in the NFL that season. Was probably the team MVP of the Jets. That's how they won 7 games, and the defense was obviously lights out. So the Jets' margin for being a good team is so thin. Getting weaker at punter, because there's no guarantee that any of these guys are better than Morstead. That doesn't bode well. But I hope I'm wrong, and I hope that, they're awesome kicking the ball, whether it be punting or kicking this year. But, until I see it, I think every Jet fan is scarred from last year and has some doubts, and rightfully so. Some breaking basketball news here. Not that we're surprised by this, but it is official. Jason Tatum underwent surgery to repair a torn right Achilles tendon. So I wish Tatum the best. You never want to see a guy get hurt. He was having one of the best games I've ever seen in person last night. But look, the bottom line is this happens in sports. I wish Jason Tatum the best. The idea that he won't come back and be great is, to me, nonsense with modern medicine and how young he is. I mean, look at Kevin Durant. He came back from the same injury at a much older age. So Tatum will be fine. But the reality is, even if it wasn't this, he wasn't going to play again in this series. And you know what? The Knicks were winning this game last night, even if Tatum didn't get hurt on that play. The OG steal and dunk put the Knicks up 9 when Tatum was in pain and the game was stopped when he suffered the injury. The Knicks were not blowing a 9-point lead with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in that game. They were going to win. They were going to go up 3-1. And no one, and I mean no one, felt sorry for the Knicks last year when they didn't have Randall after January, when they lost OG Anunoby in Game 2 of the series against Indiana last year, when Hart was playing through the abdominal strain, when Mitchell Robinson was on one leg, when Brunson broke his hand, when Bogdanovich was already out. No one gave any sympathy to the Knicks last year. None. So, you know what? It's a war of attrition. It is hard to win a championship in sports. And Boston already has won a championship. So no one should feel sorry that the Boston Celtics are going through this. They have a championship. Once again, last year, no one, and I mean no one, gave the Knicks a break when they easily would have been in the conference finals last year if just OG didn't get hurt in Game 2. I mean, this graphic here doesn't even list the injury that Hart was playing through. So, unfortunate for the Celtics and Tatum, but that's the NBA, man. It's a war of attrition. I mean, the Raptors have a championship because Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson both suffered catastrophic injuries in the NBA Finals in 2019. Kawhi's ring doesn't exist if those guys stayed healthy. That's a fact. No one talks about that, though. So this is all part of it. So the anti-Nick agenda out there, go screw. All right, because this long-suffering fan base, we have waited a long time. This is the best chance in my lifetime rooting for the Knicks that they have a legitimate chance to get to an NBA Finals and actually win. So I'm enjoying every second of it. Being there last night was an out-of-body experience, and I wish Tatum well, but anyone trying to use that as a reason why Boston didn't win last night, give me a break. Give me a break. Speaking of the Knicks, our top prize in the Asmaniac raffle is a signed and authenticated Jalen Brunson jersey. You get the membership, you're in. You got a chance to win in this week's raffle. Prize 2 is a throwback 1996 Aaron Glenn jersey, and prize 3 is a signed Curtis, my favorite, Martin jersey. So gift away for your chance to win. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Jet fans, thoughts on the Jets releasing Thomas Morstead? We will have a punting competition this summer. Oh, baby. King and Dreams checks in. Why are we talking about a punter getting released? Because sadly, Candy, the punter's been one of the best players on the team the last few years. That's why. Mimosa says she will lose sleep over the Jets releasing Morstead. I'm going to sleep in his jersey. Hey, now. Bang! Bang! Love it. Look, Morstead's awesome. I'm a huge fan of his. We've had him on the show. He's the player that has been on the Jets the last couple of years that I've interviewed the most. I think he's been on the show 3 separate times. So I'm a huge fan of his. And I get it. I get the disappointment. I would have kept him. Dylan writes in, you could tell how much Morstead loved being a Jet, rare player. Absolutely. I wish him well, man. I hope he keeps punting and someone signs him. John is gifted 1 channel membership. He is the first to do so on today's show. John, your membership went to listener Mark Goldstein. Mark, you're now a channel member. Congratulations. By the way, in 2023, Morstead was also probably the best quarterback we put out there. Remember the fake pass they ran against the Bills? PBM says, I love Morstead. Jay says, where did Jay say? Jay, I don't know what you said. I had your comment up, and now I lost it. Jay said something. Take my word for it. Let's see. Ryan says, I can honestly care less about Tatum's injury. Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to see that. You know, if it was up to me, I'd rather just beat the Celtics with him out there, which I think the Knicks were going to do. But the Knicks didn't win that game last night because Tatum got hurt. They were up 9 when it happened. Jayquest says, Dave Portnoy deflecting makes me laugh. That guy's a clown. He's trolling. If you take anything Portnoy says seriously when it comes to him trolling opposing fan bases, you're taking the bait. Gator writes in, rumor has it the Jets bye weeks will all be in January and February 2026. Someone wrote in earlier, I wish I saved the comment. It's like, oh, the Jets cut Morstead because they don't plan on punting at all this year. Our offense is going to be so good. Oregon Jet says, AG is scared to have guys with a leadership voice from previous years. I don't know if that had something to do with Morstead. Definitely had a lot to do with Rodgers, as we know. JD says, thinking Allen heads to the hole today. I'm always down to throw Allen in the hole. Allen is the ultimate scoundrel. Keep picking against the Knicks, man. You are the best thing to happen to this franchise in a quarter century. Go root for your shitty Hawks. Jet up Buttercut. Morstead, good dude, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I mean, he's still a solid punter, though. He's still an above-average punter. All right, so we made our team worse because I don't know what McNamara and Kai Kroger is yet, right? Beastbreaker writes in, Allen needs to go to the hole. Jake, let me send Allen to the hole. I'll consider it, Beast. As much as I dislike Allen, though. We're free speech on the show unless someone pays me off because I'm a capital fish, as Bobby Midnight would say. Capital fish. Cody says Kroger is a grocery store. I know. And there's one in Houston. Rick Kent says, gotta run. My afternoon is heating up. Oh, baby. Rick Kent. Rick Kent getting as hot as Jalen Brunson in the third quarter last night. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Here's the question I have for people. Write it in the chat. Schedule's coming out tomorrow. Predict who the Jets are playing week 1. What's the feel right now? Here's what we know about the schedule. It will not be Dallas week 1. It will not be Denver week 1. Every other team is technically on the table right now. Here's a list of the Jets' opponents, home and away. Who are the New York Jets playing week 1? You write it in. I hope it's Carolina. I think it's still probably going to be the Steelers. Because that'd be so Jet-like. Man. Empire 24 State says, should have seen how they performed throughout camp and preseason. Morstead was our best player at times. Yeah, he was. He was. Gator says week 1, Jets versus Jet fans. That's what the offseason's been. Let's see. O'Shane says the Bills at home again. God. Allen, Jets at New Orleans, Fields versus Shuck. That's a winnable game. We might have to make that the road trip game if they're going to New Orleans week 1. Good weather. NOLA. I'm in. Purple Belt Mike. Morstead was a great locker room guy. Not only person ever said anything less than stellar about him. I think I know what you mean. No one said a bad thing about him. Correct. Wild Wave. Looking at the schedule, 5 to 6 wins. Well, the schedule itself is actually not that difficult if you just go by winning percentage from last year. We know it's a year-to-year league, but the Jets had the 7th easiest schedule based on 2024 records of their opponents. I mean, that's just, a factual statement based on winning percentage. JR Jet with a super chat. I'll miss Morstead, but I think AG wants a team he can mold and that will grow together, hence the youth movement. I get it, but is a 39-year-old punter really preventing you from having a youth movement? Your backup quarterback's 36. Tyrod Taylor all of a sudden a problem? He's the backup. Morstead's a punter. Like, what are we talking about? PBM, how many teams look at the Jets as an easy W? All of them. Every single team in the league looks at the Jets and goes, that's a win. At least the fans do, right? When we play the win-loss-win game, what do you think people that aren't Jet fans are saying when they see the Jets on the schedule? That's a W. So the Jets have to use all this as motivation. SXB says, it's the Steelers and Rodgers will get 500 yards against us. It's my worst nightmare. I could see it. People don't want to believe it, but if Aaron Rodgers getting hurt on the 4th play of the year wasn't the most Jet-like thing ever, the only thing that could rival that would be he comes back to MetLife and beats us. So I would prefer that not to happen week 1. Let's give this regime a chance to get out to a good start. Give me Bryce Young and the Panthers. I'll take my chance. The Ghost says, how is Clemens still on the team? It's a question I haven't been able to figure out. I had dreams of Aaron Glenn showing up to one Jets drive and on day 1 saying this.
You get the fuck out.
But instead, he did that to the 4-time MVP quarterback and not Michael Clemens. All right, let's get to some calls, shall we? Big Cho Jet will start us up today. Big Cho, how we doing?
What's up, Jay?
Cho?
How you doing?
Living the dream, Cho. How are you?
How's life treating you?
Life's great. The Knicks are 1 win away from the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, they're my boys. I'm a Hornets fan, but my next team is the Knicks.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah, so I've been watching the games. I've been pumped. You been going to the game?
Yeah, I've been going to the home games.
Nice. That's really nice. My vote for first game, I'm going to go, I don't know if it's going to be home or away, but I'm going to go conference game, New England.
New England week 1? I would take New England week 1. I think it's a winnable game. I'd rather play New England early in the year when they have a new head coach. They have a brand new offensive line. I think they have 4 new starters on their O-line. Like, I'd rather play New England earlier in the year than later.
Exactly. So that's my prediction.
I love it. Big Cho.
Hey, when the schedule comes out tomorrow evening, how long is it going to take you to decide when you're going to have a Asmaniac meetup so I can start planning for a home game?
Give me at least a week just to kind of poll the audience on what game makes the most sense.
Okay. That's cool because I'm going to try to make it happen, Big J.
I can't wait, Big Cho. We need you there, all right?
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to meeting you and the rest of the gang.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our guy, Big Cho Jet.
You get the fuck out.
I got to meet Big Cho. One of the greats. One of the great coaching minds we've seen, too, by the way. Let's see. J-Mall with a super chat cuts the line. Thank you, J-Mall. Actually, the Jetsiest thing that could happen is they have a better than expected season and lose to Rodgers week 18 to miss the play. Well, I can tell you what. It can't be week 18 because the Steelers aren't a divisional opponent. But you're not wrong. Rodgers and the Steelers being the team that officially eliminates the Jets would be very Jet-like, too. I think it's more Jet-like if it's week 1, though, and he beats us. You're not wrong. That is not what I was hoping to read, but you make a good point. The Ghost says Sauce has to get in the weight room. Sauce is apparently over 200 pounds now. Will Parkinson said that on a podcast. I trust Will. Sauce is beefed up. I think Sauce is in for an all-pro year. Beastbreaker says Clemens should be flipping burgers at Burger King. Beast, can you demonstrate what it would look like if Michael Clemens was flipping burgers?
Here's Dave Briga, and here's Michael Clemens. Here, listen. Here's your salt. Here's your pepper. Take the goddamn spatula. Here you go. Get under there and flip. Not difficult. Come on, son. This is not rocket science. This is easy 6th grade shit. You should be learning how to do this. Check the burgers.
I can't see the burger, Beast. I can't. Where's your spatula?
My now I'm using it as a watch closely and pay attention. Learn to have achievement first. Now pay attention. Watch here. This is not difficult, Clemens. Get the burger, get under there, work it, and then flip it again. Put your salt on.
Where's Clemens at? I don't see him. I just see you.
Oh, I forgot her. I don't know what I'm doing. You don't know what you're doing. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Listen, watch me when I'm flipping these goddamn burgers.
Hey, we need to see the form, Beast. Chef Kevin's requesting the form.
Learn to flip the damn burgers by using your damn head and learn to listen. Watch closely. The burger's right here. Put the salt and pepper on, and then keep flipping every 3 minutes. And then once you're done, get the bun. Put the thing on there, make it, and grill the damn bun. And get it not black enough. Make it nice. Take off the thing. Get the mayonnaise. 1, 2, 1, 2. Put it prepared. Burger, cheese, tomato, pickle.
Hey, Beast, we're going to need you to stand up and demonstrate proper burger picking form.
Burger on top. Cheese on top. Tomato, pickle, bacon. If you want, put lettuce on it and put mayo on there. Boom. There you go. Put it in the box. Set it out. 1, 2, 3. Is that not difficult for you to not read English? Learn to have achievement. If you don't learn achievement, what are you gonna do in the next 30 years when you're sitting there at home?
How do you learn achievement? You got to believe in achievement.
It's up here, common sense. Common sense is what Dave Briga teaches us. You know why he teaches us this? Because he learned from many other people.
Like who?
If you don't learn achievement, then you are nothing but zero. That's what we try to tell you. Learn achievement, get off your ass, and earn a reputation, and get out there and try.
Hey, Beast, have you been off your ass today? What has been on the agenda?
Oh, I already did my filming today. I gave Gator the video of me at Curie High School. As a matter of fact, it's in my department. Get ready at 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, everybody. Live from the place that is made famous by a major king. And you know what I'm talking about. See it and weep. Look at it up front and weep, baby. There it is right there. You see what it stands for. Curie High School, baby, home of the Condors. That's right. We're at the house that the master built a long time ago, 21 years ago from this date. And let me just tell y'all, Asmaniacs, this is the place where I got my start in life. This is the building right here. See these doors right across there? Right there is where I used to enter those doors back in 2003, my senior year. This place was great to its champions. You know, my mom and my uncle's first and second generation proudly came out of that school. 79-80. Big 2004 is one of the greatest champions that ever fought the face of the earth, ever stepped foot on a planet like this. And right behind me is.
Hey, Beast, Matt says there's an animal tail stuck behind your head. Just take a look at that.
Yeah, that's right. Made for a man, made for championship quality. See, you want to be with the best.
Hey, Beast, was the school on lockdown?
No, this is today.
And what you're about to expect.
Mr. Flower says that he thought you were ordered to stay away from schools and parks.
No, that was done live today. See, I went out today and I did a little filming there. See, to earn achievement, you have to come from a great school. See, my mother and my uncle are first and second generation out of that school. I'm a third generation out of that school. I have a hoodie from them. I have a senior 2004 shirt. I have another hoodie from them. I paid my money for all that stuff because I earned it by achievement. I got off my ass, did my job, worked my ass off, broke bones, and broke backs. If you want to earn achievement, go up there, get your ass in gear, and learn.
Do they let you in the school, Beast?
Hey, I'm an alumni to that building. I earned every bit of it day by day.
Did they let you in the school, though?
Not today, because today they were doing some. They had a little bit of a problem because some people were out of control. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Because knowing me, I don't like to be rude and I don't want to be dishonest. I leave that to the simple-minded. The simple-minded could do that. That's their job. I'm not getting involved. Getting involved would actually be pretty foolish. And I'm going to do what's my job. My job is do what's best for business and move forwards. Because we're moving to the future, and the future begins right here. I'm going to do what's best.
Have you seen the movie Billy Madison?
I was younger when I saw it. It was a little.
I heard
weird.
it was actually based on your life story. That's why I was curious.
No, that sounds like false information. Please, please don't do that. I don't like people who spread false information like that. That's not being honest. You gotta learn to be honest first. If you're gonna write a newspaper, put honesty in the paper instead of dishonesty. Learn that first. When I get my paper, I look at the sports ads, I read the weather report, and I don't like reading comics. I like to read good stuff.
What's the weather report saying these days?
70s. It's almost summer. You know what that time is. It's time to go to Chubby's and go get those shorts.
That's right. Promo code.
As a matter of fact, do you want me to do Chubby's right now?
Well, do you know what my promo code is, Beast?
Hey, Asman15.
Let's find out if you're right. It is not Asman15. It is Jake Asman.
Oh, Jake Asman.
For 20% off.
20% off. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to go get those shorts at Chubby's, remember, Jake Asman at 20% off. And remember, it's Chubby's.
Hey, Beast, good point here by Bill M. What happened to your kidney stone? Are we still dealing with that incident?
I had him taken care of. And Bill M, I'm one tough SOB. Let me just say this. I went to the school of hard knocks. You know why? They made a man out of me, and I'm a man now.
They wouldn't let you in the school today. How did they not let one of their most famous alum in the school?
I was going to, but they had a problem. See, you got idiots that can't control themselves these days.
What was the problem?
We have people who have TDS. We also have people who have RDS. Do you know what RDS is? Rogers Derangement Syndrome.
Right. Now, what does that have to do with not being allowed in the high school?
Because there's too many problems. I don't like getting involved.
So people with Rogers Derangement Syndrome prevented you from getting into your high school that you graduated from 20 years ago?
What it is I don't like getting involved in a fight or in a situation where it's just going to be chaotically chaos. No, it's not for me. Why go negative instead of being positive? Remember, take positivity, get rid of the negatives. Like, here's the example. Keep the positivity, block out the negative. Who needs the negative? Not me. I don't need it.
Beast left. I was just testing the emergency response system again. He thought he was being sent to the hole. Damn. Joe the Jet with a super chat. He cuts the line. Thank you, Joe. Rumors say Browns week 1. I'd take Cleveland week 1. That's a home game. Winnable opponent. I want this regime to get off to a good start, so I want a soft schedule early. Chuck with a $5 super chat. Chuck, if there's a comment or question that was supposed to be attached to this, please write it in. We'll get to it. Dylan is enjoying the term chaotically chaos from Beastbreaker there. Joshua says Beastbreaker chewed his kidney stones like nerds candy. Luppy says, Jake, you ever get that tape at your MSG office? It's actually at Yankee Stadium, Luppy. It wasn't MSG. I have an office at Yankee Stadium. What else we got here? Jack says, I heard it was Carolina week 1. See, here's what's happening. People with no sources who just make up stuff and hope something sticks, just throw stuff out there. If they're wrong, there's no punishment. No one cares. You just move on. You just guess. If there's a Twitter account out there guessing every scenario for every team right now, someone is going to be right. That's why be careful where you get your news from. That's why when I bring things on the show, I make sure that I vet it first. Luppy has gifted 5 channel memberships. The Lup Man in the raffle for 5. Brandon McNeely, Dan, Robert Morris, Adam, DKL, all in. Or all channel members, I should say. And another reminder, this week we're giving away a Curtis Martin jersey, signed by the Hall of Famer himself. We're giving away an Aaron Glenn jersey, signed by the head coach of the NYJ himself. And our top prize, the King of New York. Number 11 for your New York Knicks, a signed Jalen Brunson jersey. Your first ever non-Jet top prize. Met says Cleveland week 1 will be an embarrassing loss. I think the Jets can win that game. It's going to be Joe Flacco or Dylan Gabriel or Shedeur Sanders. And the Jets would be home if they played the Browns. I think they could win. Ryan says, I hope we play our toughest opponents early in the season. I'm thinking the new coaches would need time to figure things out anyway. I don't want that. I want to get out to a good start. You want this team to start like 1-7, like Gase, and then like win some games late that ultimately don't matter against softer opponents or backup quarterbacks like they did in 2019? Look, the schedule is a schedule. You got to play who you got to play, but I would prefer an easier first couple months of the year. Sam with a super chat, $10 super chat. That is 2 raffle entries. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate you. Bing bong. I'll give you a little bing bong. Let's go next.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
What else we have here? Boomtown with a good scenario here. Even if Rodgers somehow doesn't sign with the Steelers, is Fields versus old team enough storyline for the NFL to play week 1? I think it is because it's still Pittsburgh. It's the Jets. It's 2 huge media markets. Legacy franchise in Pittsburgh. It still would get huge numbers. Because if you're going to put the Jets in prime time, you want to do it at the beginning of the year before they're bad, in theory. Right? So, yeah. And the NFL might just roll the dice and go, look, we think Rodgers will be here, so we'll put it week 1. And if he's not, we still know it's going to be a big number. Because the Jets had monster ratings when Rodgers was hurt in 2023. That game against the Eagles at 425 that year was like one of the highest rated games of the season. And it was Zach Wilson versus Jalen Hurts. Luppy with an Asmaniac super chat.
Hey, go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York.
Jake, finally one of our teams making noise in the playoffs. It's been so long. I don't know what to do. LOL. Well, if you're a Met fan, are you a baseball fan at all, Luppy? Because the Mets were in the NLCS last year. I'm a Yankee fan, so they were in the World Series. But this is the first time the Knicks, in my lifetime rooting for them, are this close to actually getting to an NBA Finals. Like, there's a path to it. Like, last year, they weren't healthy enough to do it. It was unfortunate. That's why I don't feel bad for Boston. Obviously, if Tatum was going to miss time, you don't root for a catastrophic injury, but, like, no one's going to feel sorry for you. No one felt sorry for the Knicks last year. It's part of sports. Did the Jets get a break when Aaron Rodgers got hurt, by the way? Boston won a championship last year. Their fans will be okay. Believe me, they won enough. JYB with a super chat. Hit the like for the Jets, for the Knicks, and for Jake. We'll miss Morstead, but I guess they're all in on the youth movement. I'll miss him too. JYB, you're the man, my friend. Let's go next. All right, back to your calls we go. And we do have open phone lines for those of you who want in on the conversation. Let's say hello to the great Kyle Clifton.
What's going on, Jake?
What's up, Kyle?
So, I like Morstead. I think a lot of the fans did, but really, at this stage with us, basically trying to build a culture and stuff, the biggest hit is really to Mimosa's jersey collection.
It's tough.
It's tough. But for the rest of us, they want to go a little cheaper. They want to go a little bit younger. This might be a prelude to them trying to sign some of their guys long term. Maybe they're looking for some savings after June 1. Maybe Zerline, maybe Clemens, maybe Lazard go the way of the Dodo. And maybe there's a trade in the offing where they're going to bring on some salary. I'm sure that they have a vision, and I'm also sure that we're not privy to the vision.
Does the vision include winning games?
I hope it does.
Yeah,
I hope so, man. Maybe they're going to bring in Price Chopper as long snapper and Stop and Shop as place kicker.
I don't know, man. I get saving money going younger, but you didn't save a lot of money by releasing it. Thomas Morstead.
$2.5 million for a special teams guy. It's not chump change.
Why did they spread the money around for Rodgers if they're not going to spend it? So they better use that money and sign someone with it.
Right. As far as what Boom was saying, Rodgers is going to Steelers, man. He's not out there in California throwing to DK Metcalf because they have a legendary friendship like Obama and Joe Biden. He didn't just pick DK Metcalf because they're close. I don't think. But I'm thinking maybe, and this is just a gut feeling, maybe the Ravens in Week 1. You want to showcase two of your more mobile quarterbacks in the league, some young guys who can generate some excitement. So,
the Ravens. You want Lamar Jackson Week 1?
Yeah, we can't be afraid. It's a test every week in the NFL, right?
Of course, but that's you could smell the 0-1 from here for playing Baltimore in their house Week 1.
I think you said it on the earlier show, Jake. Weird things happen in Week 1.
They do. Look, the Patriots beat the Bengals in their place last year. I don't know. It's Week 1, so it is what it is. But that would be kind of a Debbie Downer if it's Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean.
The weather would be nice.
The weather would be nice. That's one thing you can kind of latch onto. Yeah. I guess we'll know a little bit more about it tomorrow. It's a shame about Tatum. Obviously, we'd rather beat the Celtics at full strength, but by hook or by crook at this point, let's get on to the next round, and let's see if it's the Pacers or the Cavaliers.
Yeah, 100%, Kyle. Great call. And I think the Knicks should root for the Cavs tonight to extend the series. I think you want Indiana and Cleveland, no matter who comes out of that series, that have to play as many games as possible. And obviously you want to root for the Knicks to close them out tomorrow. Julian says, this show rocks. Julian, thank you, my friend. The Asmaniacs make the show what it is. Roseanne says, the Jets ruined my day cutting Timo. I'm sorry, Roseanne. Anthony says, hit the like button. That's true. How many people we got in here right now? 300? Click that thumbs up button. Spread the word. By the way, if you're in the New York area, come watch Game 5. Doing a watch party with my friends at American Whiskey tomorrow. 7 p.m. It's a free event. Game will be on all the TV screens. Drink specials. It's an awesome venue. It's down the block from the Garden. So come join us. Ladies and gentlemen, Bo C with a huge super chat. $50. You kidding me, Bo? Thank you.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
The hell with it.
Jake, I received a fantastic jersey today. Can't thank you enough for the epic prize. Dinner's on me. My guy, Bo, I truly appreciate your support, man. I'm glad the jersey made it safe and sound. And let's go, Knicks. Dylan in the house with a $10 super chat. Dylan will join us in his regular spot tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern. The NFL probably still thinks the Jets owe them after those primetime disasters. I'd guess 2 primetime in London, so 3 total standalone games. Week 1 at Tampa's my guess. See y'all tomorrow. Now, people want to do the Tampa meetup. Is week 1 too early for it? Because I know it's going to be hot as balls in Florida if we do week 1 in Tampa. I'm not ruling it out. I'm just saying, is that what people want? Luppy says, Yankees, Jake, we root for the same team. So you saw a team in the World Series last year, Lupp. The Yankees were back in the World Series for the first time in 15 years. Roseanne says, we'll always have that 2023 punting masterclass versus the Giants. That was the game I went to with Joe B, with Beningo. Thomas Morstead, incredible. Hey, shout out to King Lowski. You guys got to follow King Lowski on Instagram. His live commentary of him watching the Knicks is so funny. Oh, my God. I would play some of it, but it would need to be heavily edited. You think King Lowski's wild on this show? On his own Instagram account? Oh, my God.
Fuck you, Alan.
Love you, Lowski. Let's go Knicks, baby. Hung up my chain just for you. Gator, who lives in Tampa, says it needs to be November or December. I get it, Gator. I get it. Dave Brigga says, I'm going to Tampa, hook or crook. Look, if you're above the age of 30, Aaron Glenn's got no use for you. Beastbreaker says, Mr. Brigger, you raised me tough. Did Dave Brigger raise Beastbreaker? Beast, welcome back. Did Dave Brigger father you?
Well, he showed me the way of achievement. He showed me to be a man, and he showed me to be tough and smart. He's not like these today's smart Alex with their little smartphones going. No, before we had these little thingies, what did we have? We had handheld video games, and what else did we do? Board games, and we also played football and drank water. Oh, that feels good. You know I got these today, right? These are
water
good.
Bottles?
Yep. Yeah, I got a 6-pack of that.
Nice.
$1.25. That ain't nothing. That's
now you only have 5 left.
Don't worry about it. Water is water. Is it gonna kill you? No. It's good for us. Good to drink, good to take a shower with. Hey, everything counts. And I'm going to tell you, did I get my memberships? Did I get that still or no?
I'm still waiting for a call back from Brian Cashman with the Yankees to get it.
Bitch. You know what? I'll give you 5 tomorrow.
They're on the road right now. They're in Seattle, so it makes sense why it's a little delayed.
That's fine. Whatchamacallit? I let Mr. Bonesy know a little bit more on this investigation.
You called your lawyer Mr. Bonesy today?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did, and gave him more investigated stuff that will blow your mind.
Really?
Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet.
I think you should call Bonesy every day for the rest of his life.
No, really. He already told me he's going out of town to take care of business. So, let the man be. Let him do his job.
Oh, okay.
Business is business, and pleasure is pleasure. Just remember that. Think about the fundamentals before you speak. If you can't do that, if you want to act like the media, you know what I'll tell the media? How about this? You get the F out.
Huh.
Play it right now. You get the F out.
I don't have to play. You just did it.
Okay, thank you. Next caller, please. Move along.
All right, let's continue our show right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go out to the attic. Beastbreaker's next. What's up, Beast?
Oh, didn't we just go on like 2 minutes ago? Este way, mijo, este way. So, what are we gonna do here? We got football coming up in August. We got some New York FC playing their soccer, and next year is the World Cup. I don't know. I'm like right now, my mind is all over the place, jumping from here to there, there, there. Tonight when I'm going to sleep, I'm probably gonna have my brain going, here's this. Shut up! Let me sleep before I explode! That's gonna be me tonight when I'm trying to go to sleep.
You get the fuck out.
Thank you, Beast. Nate is on the line, but I don't see Nate's camera, so I can't be good because Nate's usually on the bike with the camera on. So, Nate, hopefully you didn't crash. In the meantime, we've reached the portion of the show where I like to do a segment called
It's time for Ask Jake Anything. Ask about New York sports. Can't afford a therapist? Maybe Jake can help. We can even discuss if the moon landing was real. Seriously, ask Jake anything.
All right, load up your questions. What do we got? What do you need answers to? I probably don't have them, but I'll try. Let's see. Here we go. Barbarossa says, when will Cabrera's knee not be effed? I'm not sure what the timeline is on that. I'd imagine he's done for the year, though, Barbarossa. I mean, they called it, a fractured ankle? He's probably done for the season. Tough injury. DJ LeGrand Ball is back, though. Hopefully he could be league average. That's probably asking for too much, though. The problem with LeMahieu is he just can't stay healthy. He's not good anymore. I hope he proves me wrong. DJ LeMahieu, his first 2 years with the Yankees, was incredible. An incredible baseball player. This is probably his last chance, so we will see. Ryan says, you down for a helmet session? Call in, Ryan. Sure. I'll throw the helmet on for you. What else we got here? Team Curry says, Kyle Clifton versus a Bear. I'm taking Kyle Clifton. Jack writes in, Jake, how many moms will Zach Wilson find in Miami on Sunday after beating the Jets 28-17? He's going to be a married man by then, so I would think 0 for what it's worth. That's part of the reason why, by the way, I'd prefer to play Miami later on in the year because there's more of a chance of Zach Wilson starting for the Dolphins with Tua's injury history. You know? Gator writes in, has Mr. Bonesy sent Beast his first invoice? I'm not sure. Let me ask. Beast, has Bonesy invoiced you yet?
Hold. Not quite yet. I already gave him the message. Bonesy's got all the information, Mr. Gator. And don't worry, I watched your video this morning. Very outstanding. B+. Love it. I love it. It's beautiful. My favorite actors of all time, besides Burt Reynolds, is the great Walter Matthau. Next question.
All right. Beast left again. Beast, you can't just leave every time you hear the alarms. I'm testing the emergency response system on the show. I'm just going to go to Nate. I can't see him, but he might be there. Nate, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, Jake, but I'm on the bridge with a lot of cars, so might want to come back to me in like a minute.
All right. Ride safely. Nate, parentheses, Nate, everybody. One of the greats. James Thompson. Zach Wilson then lights the Jets up. That would shock me. All right. I don't think that happens. Luppy writes in, if Bonesy's shoes cost $1,000, how much does he charge per hour as a lawyer? Man, you want one of the top lawyers in the country? You got to pay up. Bonesy could be on retainer for Beast, though. I don't know the specifics. Jack writes in, Jake, is Charles a part-time caller now? Charles did call yesterday. We have not heard from Charles since the chat scalded him for having the unmitigated gall to ask for more money. Let's see. Boomtown says, Jake, I have a blister on the bottom of my foot. Do I pop it or let it heal on its own? Funny enough, I have a brutal blister on one of my toes right now. And I want to pop it so bad, but they say not to, Boom, so don't do it. Team Curry wants to know which Asmaniac is more likely to catfish another person. Probably got to go with Gorman. He is the Mr. Catfish. He'd get catfish. Who would catfish? I can see Tom Ace pulling it off because not many people know what he looks like. So it'd be very easy for him to fool someone. Bill M says, Jake, did Gary 86 you after that master trolling class? I don't know. So I threw those comments in there and then I left. I'm going to try and get a screenshot so I can fill the audience in. So Gary left my Discord because we were giving him a hard time over the Mikal Bridges stuff because Gary was just so brash that the Nets won the trade and Bridges is not good and wouldn't even acknowledge like, hey, maybe I was wrong. Bridges has been awesome during these playoffs. Like the Knicks got him to beat Boston. Guess what? They don't win last night. They don't win game 1 and game 2 without his performance. I think that's all the Knicks fan was hoping to hear from Gary. But, Gary will never admit when he's wrong. So he doubled down, tripled down on it, got contentious with people in the chat, and he just left the Discord. So Gary was doing like his Brooklyn Nets show today, and I had time. So I went in there, and I decided maybe I'll comment a couple things. So I commented the following things to Gary. Mikal Bridges is a hero. Mikal Bridges was born to help the Knicks win big games. Mikal Bridges believes in achievement. Mikal Bridges was worth every pick and more. Mikal Bridges eats chicken with pasta. And then I left, so I don't know if he ever acknowledged that. So, for those who were watching the Gary Nets program, you're going to have to let me know if Gary ever acknowledged my comments. Here's a screenshot of it, by the way. 12 people were watching live when I commented, and no one acknowledged my comments. So I don't know if there were any Asmaniacs that were actually in the chat. King Lowski writes in, suck on those picks, Gary. Well said. Barbarossa says, Mikal Bridges didn't get his wife a vacuum for Valentine's Day. What else we got here? Another reminder about the raffle. Also, we are about 20 memberships away or so from having enough to add a new emoji. It's going to be Chef Kevin. But right now, this is the only submission we have for the Chef Kevin emoji. So this is the leader in the clubhouse. The great Joe Mike sent me this. So this is ready to roll, folks. Get ready. Speaking of Gary, ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to Nate, parentheses Nate. Hello, Nate. Nate. Nathaniel.
Can you hear me, Jake?
We hear you, Nate.
All right, you can't hear me. All right, I'm in Queens. I don't know if the service is that good. I'm on my way to see the best baseball team in New York.
There's a big echo, Nate.
But let me first talk about the best. Is there an echo?
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm on headphones. I don't know what to tell you.
You're good, Nate. Go ahead.
You want me to keep going?
Yeah, keep
good?
going.
All right. All right. Well, regarding the best basketball team currently in New York, like I've said this before, and I called it before the series started and kind of gave the Knicks more of a puncher's chance than most, just because of how many three-point shots the Celtics shoots last year. I think they shot 40 or 42 threes, and they shot almost 50 threes a game this year. They almost doubled down on their atrocious brand of basketball. So even as someone I will sleep perfectly fine if the Knicks lose. They are not my Mets and Jets at all. But for the brand of basketball, I love that the Knicks won. That's why I was rooting even more for the Knicks. even on defense, they don't play like the last 4 or 5 years. If you watch playoff basketball, you just see teams switching all the time. You know, attacking a Luka, attacking a Cat in the switch, and like a high pick and roll, and then just going at that guy one-on-one, and then trying to collapse the defense for an open three. And like, bro, that brand of basketball sucks, and it never wins. Like, it doesn't win unless you have Steph Curry on your team, who is a complete outlier. And if this year, like he's been in the league for 15 years, if there was going to be a Steph Curry, it would have happened again. So like, I don't understand why so many teams just abuse the 3-point line. It hasn't won a championship. Even last year, like the Celtics shot, I think, like I said, 42 or 40-something threes a game in the regular season. In the playoffs, they shot like 30 last year because the 3-ball is not winning basketball. So I love the fact that it just kind of like shoved them in the face. And yeah, and like you've been saying, Jake, like the Tatum injury is way too late for any Celtics fan or any fan to be saying all that nonsense. Regarding Gary in the Discord, I don't know. R.I.P. I was just showing him clips of our 2-hour debate where I said the same thing you've been saying, where they made this trade because they think they found the missing piece to beat the Celtics and to make the finals. And if the Nets gave them that piece and they win the finals, like it's going to be a lose for the Nets, obviously. So, but they overpaid for the most part, but they think they had, they think they got the Infinity Stone to beat the Celtics. And bro, you're in the bike lane, sir.
Oh my goodness,
bro. You're in the bike lane, bro. ¿Qué pasó?
Hey Nate, would you be open to getting a Jake Asman show?
You
flag?
suck.
Uh-oh.
You suck. Get out the bike lane. You suck. You suck. What'd you say, Jake?
You good there, Nate?
Yeah, I'm good. What'd you say?
Okay, I just wanted to make sure the guy didn't run you.
No, he's good. He's going around one car posted in the bike lane, bro. In a fucking Tesla. So I know he saw my little bike icon coming from a mile away. Get the fuck out the bike lane. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Snowball had a good suggestion. He says, "Can we get a Jake Asman show flag for Nate's bike? Can we put a flag on your bike?"
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I got a sticker I got a sticker on the Jake Asman sticker on the bike. Obviously, that's not. The flag will do a lot more, absolutely. Especially when I'm cursing people out and they're gonna want to see where I am and then find me pretty easily.
I'll put we'll raise money for like compensating you for the advertising.
Yeah, no, all good, bro. You know, I like to advertise the show. I'll put a flag on the back. People start asking me what's going on. Another one, bro. Another one, bro. What's the point of the mirrors? What's the point of the mirrors then? What's the point of the mirror? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó with you? Don't fucking look at me. Yeah, what were you saying, Jake?
Yeah, I think it would do wonders to have the Nate bike representing the show. I mean, the amount of people.
Dude, absolutely. And you know me, I'm at like 7-8 locations a day for work, so I'm always going through different neighborhoods. Yeah, I'm all in. Send the flag. I'll hang it on the back.
I have the flag already.
Hopefully it doesn't get caught in my tire.
I don't have a flag pole for it though. I'd have to order a pole. I have the banner though, because it's the same banner.
When it comes to the bike, Jake, just give me the flag. I'll find a way to get it on the bike. Real nice.
Hell yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of Snowball, we will officially plant the flag on the Nate Bike of Champions.
I'm with it. I'm absolutely with it. But yeah, Knicks. I guess that's all of it. They play awesome basketball. They're really the only team too. They're just a throwback to like they don't even switch like I was saying right before we that guy interrupted me in the bike lane. They play that old school basketball where if it's a Brunson or a Cat, they're not trying to switch it. They're gonna try to hedge and recover and keep McCall or Josh Hart or OG on one of their best defenders on the best players. Like that's basketball. That makes sense, and it clearly has thrown off the Celtics and Tatum as well. And yeah, shout out to Tatum. That's super sad. But yeah, it kind of changes. Speaking of Tatum and the injury, Jake, have you seen the whole Celtics might go into a complete rebuild because of this? They're in cap hell, so they pretty much lost Tatum, Porzingis, and Holiday all in one night last night. Probably all three will not be back. Have you seen reports of they going into a full rebuild?
Congrats to them on getting the #1 pick in the lottery next year. That's the
case. Yeah. No, that was a shame by the NBA. I mean, just the whole top 3 picks was just absolutely a shame. But I guess they have no shame at this point too. But yeah, I don't know if it's possible, but Peyton Pritchard has buddy, has maybe the most attractive contract in the NBA, and to me might be the most attractive player, not aesthetically speaking, but contract-wise and what he does for you. I think he's like 3 years, 21 million. So if there's any way they're going in a rebuild and the Knicks can throw more draft picks and a Deuce McBride at him, he would be like, he's just a perfect Knick, bro. He loves to talk shit. He's kind of always been that dude since high school, college. He's always been a top recruit. I think the Celtics stole him on the contract that they did. So if they're going in a rebuild, and again, the Knicks kind of gave all their assets away for Mikal, but if they could get, they could trade Deuce and I don't know, even Mitch. I don't know why they would want that, but and whatever draft capital they have left, that would be a phenomenal piece, regardless of what happens this year.
Yeah, I don't think that the Knicks would be on him. I also don't think the Celtics are going to completely blow it up like that. Like they gave Jaylen Brown almost $400 million. Like they're still going to have a pretty good
you'd
team.
also want to keep him, I guess, because he's young and he's got 3 years left. So if anything, he would just have like more of a role and see if he could like become more of a primary ball handler. And he's a really great shooter and tough defender. He's just like, I don't know, he's just a really great basketball player. But yeah, I guess Jets wise, I don't know. I know you have to do a show about the punter, but if anyone cares about the punter, like it's not going to cost us anyway. Like Morstead was a great guy, but you care about the punter?
I do. Mimosa's wearing his jersey to bed tonight. She cares.
I know. Mimosa said she really hates the Jets for it, and I'm sorry for that. And like, if you love the guy and you're close to the guy, like I'd be mad if they cut stickers too. But it's like, all right, they didn't want him. Like, and it's just a punter, you know. Like if we make or miss the playoffs due to a punter, again, that's just not realistic, I guess.
Now, Nate, let me ask you this: tomorrow night, Game 5, American whiskey, Knicks Celtics.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Genergy said she's coming, so I'm coming.
Oh, I can't wait then. You know what? I'll bring the flag to the watch party tomorrow. Just give it to you.
Great. All right. Yeah, we'll get 20,000 subscribers right outside the arena. I'll blast the Empire State of Mind with the Jake Asman flag, and everybody will love it.
Oh my God, that would be so funny if you did.
I was doing that last night. I was texting you. I was trying to find you. I had Empire State of Mind on repeat, and then I got there. Like I was working on 35th Street at Manhattan Center, and pretty much right when the buzzer went out, I told my supervisor, I was like, yeah, I'm out. I went to go celebrate with everyone. And I got there and I could bike down 7th Avenue, and then I did it once and recorded it. That's what I posted in your Discord, that video. And then I couldn't bike again. I had to it was just, as you saw, it was not bike friendly. They had to walk it. Cops were trying to they pick up the celebrities on 31st between 7th and 8th by that 4 Penn entrance. And they had cops had to escort cars down 7th Avenue around 31st Street because they were mobs and they were so proud. They were like, yeah, we took over this shit. It was a great environment. I mean, again, they got to grease the polls and do even more. Grease all of New York City if the Knicks win a championship. It's going to be, the whole city will literally be on fire. Hopefully it's raining that night.
Nate, drive safe, baby.
I will. I'm 40 blocks away from Citi Field. Thanks for the company.
Nate, parentheses Nate. Riding dirty, folks.
Say go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go!
Let's go. Nate will be there. Genergy will be there. Calling all Asmaniac Knick fans. Game 5, watch party, American whiskey tomorrow night. Tom says, the city will float away into the Atlantic if we win it all. I mean, it's just crazy, man. The Knicks are that team that can unite the entire town. They've been bad for so long, but they have such loyal, passionate fans. Jets have incredible, loyal, passionate fans too, but for every Jet fan, there's Giant fans. The Knicks, it's universal for the most part. There's some Net fans, I get that, but I mean, we're talking, 95% Knicks in the tri-state area? Super chat from Dominic. Nate sucks. I hate entitled bicycle. Wait, why do you hate Nate? Hate him more than Matt Slauson when he chief shot. What? You hate Nate? You think he's an entitled bicyclist? Wow, hold on. Am I reading this right? Ladies and gentlemen, we have to bring Nate back on. Nate, would you like to respond to Dominic, who thinks you're an entitled POS, basically?
I apologize to Dominic that he chooses to sit in traffic in a fat piece of 5,000-pound junk every fucking day, when he could be out on a bicycle enjoying his life, having fun. Hey, guys, how you doing? Let's go Mets. You could have fun out here on the bike. In a car, he's clearly just an angry imbecile. So I apologize if he chooses to sit in traffic all day. How you doing, folks? But you could just be a happy person and ride a bike. So I'll leave that up to him. He can make the decision.
Dominic says that you make him sick.
I know. Bro, he's probably sitting. He's actually probably sitting in traffic typing this. Just like, oh, if the bikes weren't here, I'd be flying home right now. Home in 30 minutes. I get it, bro. I get it. Hey, look at my guy in the Lindor. Let's go, Mets. Woo! Yeah, but you know, it's all right, Dominic. Be okay. It's not me. I'm not the traffic. Trust me. I'm not the traffic. You are the traffic.
Lane wants to know, are you going to the Mets game?
Hell yeah, Lane. You already know. Lane, are you wearing your Max Scherzer shirt? He's always wearing that Max Scherzer shirt.
Dominic says, LMAO, all love, go Knicks.
See, we turned it around, Jake. That's what we do around here. Mets win last night on a walk-off. Knicks win. Should be a happy day for all. And look, I'm riding in a car-free zone, Dominic, just for you. In a car-free zone, so you can get home that 0.01% faster. What?
Dominic says, I'm the Dominic that supports Nate. Dominic D'Angelo's a supporter.
Which one? All right, I'm biking, so I can't read the chat, but I support all Dominics, for real.
Dixon says, K Paso, you're in the bike lane, bro. Put that on a t-shirt.
K Paso, you're in the bike lane, bro. On your right. A la derecha. On your left, on your left. Ooh, we switched it. I said on your right in Spanish, and then I said on your left in English, and that probably fucked them up. But we're all right. We made it.
Nate, enjoy the rest of the ride.
Hell yeah, 20 blocks away, baby. Let's go, Mets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Nate, parentheses Nate. From Nate to Ryan we go. Hello, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? How you doing?
Ryan, I'm living the dream, baby.
He's got some awesome bike skills. That's got to be like an e-bike, right? He's not pedaling like that. Not fast.
Yeah, that's an e-bike. He's cruising.
Nice. Yeah. All this talk about Tatum's injury and stuff, it's not going to stop the inevitable. It's Knicks in 5.
Should be. Don't play with your food. You know, go out there. It's not going to be an easy game necessarily, but you're now the better team. Go out there and win.
100%. Can we get to some Jets biz?
Always.
What's up to everybody in the chat, man? All my guys. Love you guys. But I know you were talking about how you would prefer the Panthers and stuff game 1. I want the Steelers. I'm ready to light Rodgers' ass up. I believe it's our year, and I believe this is the year we're going to show and prove.
What gives you confidence in this?
You know? You know, the way Glenn's coaching everybody, just the momentum, the moves we're making. I just think Rodgers is I just don't think he's going to do it this year, if he even signs. Yeah, I feel like he might even still retire.
He could. I would rather just an
confidence in
easier
that?
opponent week 1 in general, though.
I think we're going to make everybody look easy, man. I just think this new regime is just going to come in and kick everyone's ass. I'm really riding high on these guys this year.
What is that
Especially with the defense. I think the defense, just the moves we made, and I just think the defense is going to light people up. Oh, sorry, that's my dog. Chill, Homer.
Is your dog agreeing, or your dog thinks it's a crazy take?
Oh, he agrees. He's a diehard Jets fan, man, all 3 years.
I love it.
He's a diehard Jets. Yeah, I just wanted to, let you know how I feel about the defense and stuff like that. I'm optimistic. I really think Justin Fields is going to show improve, especially with the O-line rebuild. You know, how I think we're going to have a pretty solid O-line. The run game is going to do good. And I wanted to keep Morstead, like a bunch of the guys in the chat, but, you know, I'll believe in Glenn's decisions, and maybe we won't punt so much this year, and we'll just be running the ball down everyone's throat.
Ryan, sign me up for that, all right?
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you next time.
Another helmet talk with our guy, Ryan.
I got just the guy to get us going tonight.
Talk with Ryan. Ryan, thank you very much. Yeah, look, the defense should be better. Are they going to light it up? I mean, there's some questions there. The defense should definitely be a strength, though. It shouldn't be a glaring weakness. Got a lot of talent on the defense, and your defensive coordinator's well-versed and well-experienced, and you have a defensive-minded head coach. I don't know where all that confidence is coming from, but hey, I'll take the positivity. Why not? This was just sent to me by the great Addison. So we gave you this for an emoji option for Chef Kevin. That's option 1. Here's the second submission for Chef Kevin's emoji. It's got the Cloverleaf Tavern reference in there. Got the jet. Says Chef Kev. Got a little spatula action. I like it. This is very cool. Well done, Addison. So we got 2 submissions right now. Jeffrey says, how small is Jake's cranium unless it's a huge helmet? It is a massive helmet, Jeffrey. That is like, it'd be big on Mekhi Becton. That's how big this helmet is. There's no padding or anything in there. Ladies and gentlemen, he's back in Australia. And he's gifting memberships. Craig gifting a 5 spot of channel memberships. He's in the raffle for 5.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, 5 channel memberships gifted by Craig, Eli D, Putty, Isaac, Admiral Average, Masterful, all on the receiving end of a Craig membership explosion. Speaking of explosions, this guy's been fired up all day. Purple Belt Mike is up next. Hello, Mike.
Yo, I actually wanted to just say I love Thomas Morstead. I wish him the best. If he retires, I hope he comes back as our coach because I thought he was that good as a punter for us. So we'll see what happens. But I wanted to show off my new floors since I didn't. I was in the car. Yes. All right, so check it out. All new hardwood stained gray to match my kitchen and all my stuff.
What a floor. Wow.
Looks good, right?
They look awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. They did an awesome job, so I'm very happy with it.
Was this a lifelong goal of yours to get the floors redone in the house?
It's my whole house done. It is not just the floor, but maybe in the next 3 to 5 years, I'll have everything done. I got
episode 1 of PBM Cribs is in the books.
PBM Cribs, yeah. Well, no, episode 1 was I think my fireplace.
Oh, that's right.
That was 2 years ago. I did that. Stairs, I guess, was maybe the first thing. I don't know. I did so much housework, but I'm gonna redo my floor myself upstairs.
Did you ever replace your damaged punching bag? Boomtown wants to know.
No, I still haven't done that yet.
Chris says that you're a phenomenal example of a great example of a phenomenal human being.
Shout out to Chris, man. You're the man.
Nicholas wants to know, does the carpet match the drapes?
I don't. That's great. That was hilarious.
Beastbreaker
is awesome.
Beastbreaker's recommending some duct tape for your broken punching bag.
No, I need the seams are split, man. I need a new bag.
Yo Holmes wants to know, is that floor squeaking?
It squeaks sometimes. There's I have a giant metal I-beam in my basement, so my floor is not perfectly level. It sits on it like at an arch because there's a giant I-beam. So when I walk over the I-beam, it squeaks.
I think it looks great.
Yeah, it looks awesome. The I-beam's right here. You can't, I guess, see here, but you hear the crack? For the
I do hear it, yes.
Yes. So anytime I walk over the I-beam, because my house is literally resting on that, and then my basement's below.
Now, let me ask you this, Mike. When you called into ESPN New York this morning, how long were you on hold before they got to you?
Sometimes I'm on hold for 15 minutes. Today I was on hold for 40.
A lot of calls.
Yeah, but sometimes I'm on the hold for an hour. It all depends.
I like it. It was a great call. It fired me up.
Did you hear my first call after we won game 2?
I did.
I went bananas with that one. Yeah. This team is awesome, dude. I love this Knicks team.
Knicks in 5, baby. Let's go.
I hope we make it to the finals because then I'm gonna go to one of the watch parties. I'm assuming you'll have a watch party.
It might not be mine personally, but I'll be somewhere watching them for sure. Just like what we're doing at American Whiskey tomorrow.
Yeah. So I'll if we go to the finals, which I anticipate we are, I will 100% be there.
Just think about this for a second. Long way to go, but if OKC doesn't make it to the finals,
We're the
any
favorite.
opponent the Knicks would face, they'd have home court advantage in the NBA Finals. It's crazy.
And we'd be the favorite.
Yeah, probably against. Yeah, I would think the Knicks would probably be a slight favor over any of the teams left.
I think it'd be like storybook if we played the Pacers and then in the finals we played Minnesota. I think that would be like the makings of a Disney movie or something. You know, that would be so cool.
It'd be nuts.
But we'll see. How is that series? I haven't even watched any of the Western Conference. Is Minnesota up or down?
Hold
or
on,
what?
Clancy. We said if the Thunder are eliminated, the Knicks would have home court. Not that the Knicks would be the favorites over the Thunder. They would not be. Continue, Mike.
I was asking, is Minnesota up in the series?
Minnesota's up 3-1.
Oh wow, so they're gonna move on probably too.
Well, Curry hasn't played since game 1, so they're kind of cooked.
I didn't even know he got hurt. I've just been focused on the Knicks. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Is OKC down? Is that why you said that?
OKC's 2-2 right now. Game 5 tonight. Huge night of hoops.
Wow. Because I know Cleveland is playing tonight too. They're down 3-1.
Correct.
But Donovan Mitchell is not playing, right?
He's a game time decision. Unless they have made that decision in the last hour I've been on the air and I haven't seen it, he's a game time decision.
In the last, so like 15 minutes ago, did you see the giant UFC news?
No, what happened?
So Islam is fighting JDM for the 170 title. He's vacating his 155 belt. And Ilya Taporia is fighting Charles for the 155 belt.
Wow.
And then Hamza Chimaev is fighting for the 185 belt against Drakus.
Wow.
So it's huge news. It was just on Instagram Live that Dana White announced it. It's really awesome. So
I actually saw Dana at the Knicks game last night.
He was at the Knicks game?
He was at the Knicks game. He's a Celtics fan.
Yeah, he's a huge Boston fan. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So he must have been tight. Sucks to
I didn't talk to him. He was too far away, but I saw him there.
He's like best friends with Matt Serra, the school that I go to.
He's a hardcore Bostonian.
Mm-hmm.
Let's big into UFC news. I'm still waiting for when we get John Jones versus what's his name, but
Aspinall,
we'll
yeah. I think that's going to be maybe the MSG card, November.
Yeah, it's a shame he only fights once a year.
Yep. I think he's going to retire too after this one. But we'll see. Bones, I think, is the best fighter ever.
Mr. Bonesy or John Bones?
John Bones Jones.
I see.
Best fighter that ever lived.
Mike, appreciate you.
Peace.
PBM. Well done. All right, last chance here. Either to get in the raffle, send in a super chat, or say something that's worth addressing. And what do we got here? Luppy with a super chat. PBM green pool jump in episode 3 was epic. Some say that Mike jumping into that green pool was the downfall of the 2024 Jets. I'm not saying that, but I know some have speculated. Dominic, Bonesy is a lawyer and a cage fighter. Mr. Bonesy writes in, did somebody say Mr. Bonesy? Mr. Bonesy's here, baby. I received a great text from Gator. Bones, you'll love this. Beast thinks Bonesy is a lawyer. Damn right he does. That's because he is. Ladies and gentlemen, speak of the devil. Beast is called back in. Hello, Beast.
Sorry about that. I'm just checking out some PayPal stuff and eBay stuff. I got some stuff coming in the mail in a couple of days. Very important stuff. Very
like what?
important. I ordered something from Europe that I wanted.
Really?
It's rare and it's good. And let me just say, it'll put you on a back burner so fast that your hair will be standing up like this, and you'll be like, whoa! You'll be on like a roller coaster, screaming, going, holy shit, we're going at 100. That's the kind of stuff that I go for, my friend. Something that'll put you on the fast track. As fast as it goes, hey, it's lightning fast, it's hard to catch. But I'm gonna say,
why don't we do this? I'll have people in the chat as we wrap up here guess what the item is, and if they get it right, we'll give them an item from my merch store.
Let's go.
All right.
Game on.
Here we go.
Ding, 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 ding.
What did Beast order from Europe? If you're correct, we send you an item from jakeasman.com. Bill M says a bidet. Barbarossa says a blow-up doll. Rick says butt plug. Tom A says fleshlight. JD says scooter. New Q Metallica poster.
Close. Unfortunately.
Tom A says
Oh,
WrestleMania
I'm sorry.
DVD box set.
I already have WrestleMania 8 Coliseum video made only in the USA. Been there, done that, Tom Ace. Unfortunately, in the words of Bob Barker, oh, I'm sorry. More pricing games after these commercial break.
A Swedish-made penis enlargement pump.
Oh, my God. Very invalid, inappropriate. This is a family show, Mr. Levine. We don't talk that stuff here. We got kids on here who are watching. I'm
Amen.
sorry. Invalid. Bye. After seeing that question, Jake, I know I haven't done this in a while. Open up the gate. You know what I mean by open up the gate?
Oh, we know what you mean, Beast.
Open it up. That guy that just said that. See you later, alligator. Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Sometime down here will make you feel like you've been run over by a lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give him 24 hours to think about it.
Now look what you've done. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to pull you out of the chat and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. You understand me? You catch my drift? Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
See you later. Well done, Beast. Well done.
The question is, what I got from Europe, Metal Allegiance. It is a ultimate compilation of the greatest bands on there, and that includes Testament, Twisted Sister, Fozzy, Chris Jericho, and many other great champions. Sorry, Joe M. Unfortunately, in the words of Bob Barker, I'm sorry. More pricing games after these words from your local sponsors. Next question, next caller, Jake. Move on to the next caller. I don't want to feel like an ass. Thank you.
I'll move on to the next caller, Beast. Appreciate it. All right, Ghostbuster Hotline's open. More of your calls right now. Let's check in for the first time today with Beastbreaker. What's up, Beast?
Oh, come on. Didn't we just do this already? Seriously?
That was yesterday.
That was 20. That was like 2 seconds ago. What am I, Bob Barker all of a sudden? Jesus. How about if I just do a Bob Barker impression and go, hey, I don't think you're a great golfer. I think they should be making you work at the salad bar. Take it easy, Bob. Hey, you want to go right now? All right, let's go. You want a piece of it, old man? You want a piece of it? I don't want a piece of you. I want the whole thing. Now you're going to get it, Bob. That's how you throw it down.
The price is wrong, bitch. Well done, Beast. That was tremendous. Uno Jets with our final super chat. He says, let's go Knicks. Yeah.
Let's go New York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
2 raffle entries for Uno at the buzzer here. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. We are back tomorrow. We'll have 2 shows for you. Can't wait, man. We'll get the schedule officially tomorrow. I'm putting money on Matt O'Leary, scooping everyone on the Jets beat and actually getting a legit schedule leaked to him again for the 2nd year in a row. So maybe we get it tonight, and we'll talk about it a little bit tomorrow. But you guys are the best. Go Knicks. Appreciate all of you for your support. Join the Patreon if you want to join the Discord. You want to get 20% off every merch item. Great way to support the show, especially now when there's not a whole lot going on, and you guys make it possible to do Jets Talk year-round. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Go Knicks. Go Jets. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Gormani needs some cash. Gormani's broke. I can't keep buying smash burgers for myself. Who's gonna pay my rent? And you know I need $1,000 for that catfish chick. So if any of you guys wanna contribute, I would love that. But my wallet is empty and it smells like farts.
Excuse me.
How you guys doing? We're doing a little bit of I'm doing a little bit of check work. It's called Aaron Glenn tactics. It's called reviewing video. It's called doing the business sense. If you don't have it, you ain't got it. So go Knicks, game 5, and remember, hey Knicks, let's give these boys something like this.
You get the fuck out.